What do you mean you have to pee?
It just stopped.
Yeah. This takes 3 hours to fill the tanks of this fucking truck.
That's a long time.
That's 2 shits. That's 6 pees. Come on.
It's a shower. You gonna say anything about it?
Yeah. What? You got to go so bad you can't move your mouth, or you'll drip a little bit.
Get away from me.
You gonna drip a little bit?
Get away from me.
You want me to help you squeeze it?
No, don't get near me.
Come on.
Get away.
Get out of the truck at least. Dan, open the door. Let him out of the truck.
All right. I'm gonna hang on to the door when it opens. You get out so I can swing back in. Go. Oh, he's quick.
That was pretty cool, Dan.
Yeah, thanks. I feel like I'm like a genuine trucker now. Like I smell bad. I look terrible. My acne is horrid.
Thy steed doth have many horses, I get to say now.
Yeah. I think we're really good at talking shit on this CT or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you got to push the button, though. People aren't hearing what you're saying.
Oh. How you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Come
I'm
on,
peeing.
dude.
I'm peeing like you said.
You still peeing?
Yeah, I'm still peeing.
God damn, dude. You're going to fill that hole up.
Don't look at it. Don't look at me.
I'm looking at it. I'm concerned. Why is it so yellow, dude? Not your pee, your dick.
Kron, maybe don't pee towards the truck.
Liver disease.
Kron, turn towards the woods.
Why don't you guys get away from me? Give me a little space.
You want me to pull the truck forward?
Hey, what filter
Walk
should
5
I put
feet.
on this? What filter you think it'd look best in? Look at that ass. It's a white ass.
I like noir.
Yeah, puts
Just-
a little tan on that
It
ass.
makes me feel classy.
Yeah.
I might shoot a documentary someday. All
Kron,
black and white.
Kron, I'm going to do a slow-mo video. Give us a stream. Come on, dude.
Well, I'm out now.
Oh, you're done?
You peed?
Yeah.
That little?
Well, yeah, but you don't want it
You
to build
could have
up,
peed in
dude.
the
You
truck
get a
if it was
fucking
that
kidney
little.
Stone. You get a kidney stone.
Jesus Christ, man. Why don't you pick up some trash or some shit while you're out there? Do some fucking good.
Yeah, you see anything cool?
I'm ready to, we can get back to the truck. I don't have anything under my shirt.
What do you got there?
It's nothing, dude. Don't worry about it.
I'm so fucking confused.
I'm going to shake you. It's going to fall out.
No.
Show us
Okay.
what you got.
You can look at it, but don't touch it.
All right. That's a rock.
Yeah. It's got like a perfect ass carved into it.
It could be titties.
Stay away from the rock, dude. You don't deserve it.
My
Is it-
hands are tied.
Is it humming?
Yeah. I love the sound it makes.
Can I hold it?
No, idiot. Find your own ass rock.
Tough.
What's
Fuck
it doing?
is that?
What's it doing now? It's glowing, dude.
Is it fucking talking to you?
It fucking shows me. Dan, fucking bow down, dude. I'm gonna hold the rock up.
I didn't smoke enough drugs for this today, okay? I don't know what's going on here. What? Can I touch it?
No.
Just let me
Stop.
touch
Get back. Step back. Step back, dude.
Okay.
You don't deserve the rock.
it. God damn.
It chose me. Yes, thank you, Rock. You are wise and benevolent. Yes, Rock. I could smash his head open like a melon.
Bumps.
It smells like piss. I think he peed on it, too.
Oh, yeah, that's probably how I found it.
Fucking fucker's missing his humidifier.
I don't know.
You would
I don't
think something's supposed to pop out of the fucking thing.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
I'm so glad I found you guys. I've been in the woods for like a week of waiting.
Dan, bow down.
To who?
Why
Who's
are
this
you bowing
guy?
down to me?
This strange man. He came out of the rock, dude.
I'm not
No, I
bowing.
came out of the woods.
No, you came out of the rock. We worship you.
Don't mind him. He's...
Okay. Do you guys have like a cell phone I can use?
Well, I was...
Kron, give that guy the rock, and then we're gonna
No,
drive
he
off.
doesn't get the rock.
I truly don't want the rock. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's give him all the money we have. I'd rather
Were
have
you-
the rock.
Were you cleaning the highway?
Did you see him pee?
You doing public service?
No, I was in a shed.
Shit.
Yeah,
In that
some
rock.
trucker shackled me up in a shed about a week ago.
What kind of truck was it?
do you
a
like it?
brown truck?
Yeah,
I think it was a Mac, but that's really not important.
You guys are into that, or
Yeah.
I was wondering.
I wouldn't be escaping if I were into it. Can I please just...
so you came out of the
The
rock?
escaping
and-
part might be part of the game. I don't know.
I
I've
didn't
seen
come out of the
Strange
rock.
Hey, we're not going to the shed with you, okay?
Yeah. This
Do you
seems
ever-
like a come back to the shed, believe me, sort of situation.
It's
Here,
not that.
I'm gonna rub the rock a little. Is there a riddle?
Why would there be a riddle?
I don't. You tell me, dude. You came out of the rock.
I didn't.
What's your rock saying, dude? We trust this guy?
Shake it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Sounds
Check-
hollow.
Check back later.
Is that
Dan,
what
let
it
your
said?
guy borrow this cell phone, man.
All right. Look, there's like 10% battery on here, so call who you got to call. There.
Okay. Thank you.
Stop looking at the rock.
He's
Yeah, hello? Yeah.
what? He?
I-
It's probably his mom.
No.
The rock gave me a hard on.
No. Just put me through to the police.
Oh shit.
Dan, this guy's. We gotta go, dude.
Kron,
Hey, guy, no.
Kron, the next time you're getting a blowjob, you can put the rock on the other side of the person. You can be like between a rock and a hard place, huh?
He's calling the
Yeah,
cops,
that's a
guys.
good
They'll
joke.
they'll
I'm not
fucking
gonna let
kill
anyone
you.
touch the rock, though.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Yo,
Yes.
no cops, bro. No cops.
I'm the guy from the poster.
Dan, get the phone back.
Hey, dude, hang
The
it up,
fuck?
bro. No cops, bro.
Yeah, we don't want no smokies out here, man.
Yeah, we'll take you. You can ride in the back, bro.
Do you have any water or anything like that?
There might be some on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
That's
a
how
little foamy.
we've been living off groundwater, dude.
It doesn't look like water, but
You just get down and slurp it.
any port in a storm, I guess.
Good enough for Costner.
We got some warm beers. You know,
We should-
Where are you headed?
That's a good question. Where are you guys going?
We got to go to Malibu to drop off a truckload of shoes. I haven't forgot about that.
That's what we're out here for.
Sounds good to me.
All right, load up. You want to get back in the rock, or
I was never in the rock.
okay, fine. You can ride in the back of the cab or whatever. This week on 5-day rentals, it's Rumpelstiltskin. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals podcast. This is the only podcast currently on the run. It's time for a new category. This round's category is One Night Under the Big Top. Lil Bad Guys. I will be your host, Kron Howard. I'm joined as always by two psychologists that specialize in fairy tales. It's Bones and Laundry Dan. Say hey.
Yo.
Howdy.
Guys, we are also joined this week by the one and only Chris. You might know him from such podcasts as Mount Molehill or his current podcast, Dead Formats. Chris, we're happy to have you here.
Bring the pain.
Now, guys, we just wrapped up some in-person records. This is our first record back to normal. Seems like every time we get together, we always announce a little puppet or a little bad guy category. It's pretty interesting, you know?
And not only that, somebody gets cursed with a phone call.
That's true.
Yeah. Very, very glad I answered a phone call at my best friend's wedding to talk about Rumpelstiltskin.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we brought you on for Pin. I think that was a hit. And now Rumpelstiltskin. I mean...
Yeah, what year-long argument is this going to prompt?
It was a hit. Yeah, I'm still taking hits for that.
We'll see. We'll see what argument it prompts.
I mean, if you guys would just understand what revenge is, we could move past... We could at least move past the Pin one. I mean,
Listen,
if something happens here, I don't know what to say.
We get 20 downloads a week. But the fact that the Pin revenge argument is still going strong on other shows.
Yeah.
We're in the culture, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, I was shocked to hear that the maid-mom conflict finally got resolved.
Did it?
It might come back on one of the live episodes. I'm not sure. Feels like it did. Guys, Rumpelstiltskin. Dan, I think you had said you'd already seen this before. I know Chris has. Guys, this was my first go with Rumpelstiltskin.
Are you happy about that, or?
Yeah, I'm happy to cross this one off the list, dude.
How big is the list?
Of movies?
I guess, is that the list you're... I don't know if you have like a movie list, a fairy tale list, guys I want to possibly sleep with list.
That's the longest one, dude.
Rumpelstiltskin's on that list?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I banged him.
Did you say his name?
He didn't want me to until the end.
Did he rip his own head off so he could kiss you?
Yeah.
That's
I don't
pretty
think
cool.
It was a kiss.
He could be eating your butthole out while he's riding your cowgirl. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah?
Did he refer to his butt as a rump?
Yeah. That's how I referred to him in the notes for this episode. You can only write Rumpelstiltskin so many times before you think, I gotta shorten this.
That hump becomes kind of like Batman, the symbol on his chest in the lore. It's like that is a subconscious target, right? For goons to aim their weapons at my chest so I can, take it. Those fucking farmers in the beginning, like 5 of them swing at that hump and it does nothing,
Yeah.
What a great defense mechanism.
It's like a diversion. Yeah. I mean,
you want to hit that hump.
I mean, in the dark, you think that's a head right there.
Yeah.
You think it's just pure muscle?
It's like a cyst, I think,
Yeah.
Like you got to drain it.
Well, then you'd lose your power.
What is, Chris, I know you've seen this shit before. Can you explain the science of Rumpelstiltskin? His power makes no sense to me. It's inconsistent.
Oh, I'm I'm sure we'll be talking plenty inconsistencies as and when we get to them, but I mean, there's no basis in like the actual Rumpelstiltskin lore from what I can tell for like half of this movie.
Why does he even... Because I read this book to my child earlier this year, and I don't even think in the fairy tale they go into why he wants children. Like, he just exists to want a baby.
Well, so in the fairy tale, it's like this whole thing of he keeps making a bargain with the miller's daughter who's spinning straw into gold. I don't think I've ever found a reason why he wants a baby. I think it's just kind of like, fuck you. Like, give me your bait. Like, that's the thing of value that she has.
Just take some of the gold.
Well, he's the one spinning it.
Well, yeah.
Gold to him is nothing, dude. He can just create it anytime he wants.
It's like Kron's piss.
Mm-hmm.
Does he turn into whoever he wants, or do they have to wish? And when they wish, then he can turn into, like, if they want the person? Like her husband, for instance?
There's like no wishing involved in the fairy tale.
Because he could just become like Will Smith and live a great life. Minus the whole Scientology thing.
But then he doesn't get a baby to eat or raise as his own. I don't know.
Will Smith eat a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Scientologists do.
Might have to stop by.
Get your baby out of my mouth.
Dude, that was an uncanny Will Smith.
Sounded just like him.
Yeah. Looks like we got a new impression for the show.
Welcome to Earth, bitch.
I don't know. Should we just dive into
I'm
this thing?
flabbergasted right now. Yeah.
No.
Okay. What else you got?
I want to know. Did you have a clown movie in mind?
Listen, I mean, guys, the three of us already know the movies that are being selected for this, and I don't think we're going to get a clown. So now the question is, 2 Nights Under the Big Top, clowns only. Will it happen?
God, I should have never asked.
It might.
Second show added.
Mm-hmm. Nobody picked a clown, so why did we even make them eligible for this?
Keep saying we.
We decided this together, dude. People are going to see the video.
There's a video?
Mm-hmm. I think you wanted clowns.
I don't know what I want.
I do have a clown movie, by the way, Dan.
No, I meant like for this category. I thought maybe you had one like in mind.
No. I mean, I think I got one. I got a VHS earlier this year that I just bought at like a little booth. And that's a clown movie.
That guy was probably like, I never thought I'd sell this.
The VHS were pretty cheap. They were all like $2.
Was this the guy that like wouldn't sell it to you? He was like, "You don't want that," and you were like, "No,
Yeah.
but I really like the way it looks." And he was,
I was
like,
like,
"You don't want to
there's-
fuck with this." And
There's a $2 price tag on it.
yeah,
You walked into his booth and he said, "We're always closed."
Mm-hmm. He also had some of those weird, I don't know what they are. They're like the big disc looking thing.
nipples.
No, it's like a big disc. It's got a movie on it.
CED.
DVD.
Yeah. CED. He had a couple of those. I think they were pretty cheap, but they were also like, it was nothing cool.
Yeah, you never really find anything other than like American Graffiti and Paper Moon, shit like that.
Well, you should have bought him and sent him to Chris. What a beautiful segue, Chris.
Yeah. Send
That's
me
right.
your useless shit.
That's right, Chris. Tell the people where they can find you.
Dead Formats Podcast. I think the Twitter/Blue Sky handle is Dead Formats Pod. It's a podcast where we just talk about movies that are dead formats, and what that means is just the type of movies that aren't made anymore. Direct to video, made for TV, sometimes Video 8 dating simulation games about hot dogs.
Rigged ass shit.
Who turned out to be the most handsome gigolo on that episode?
It was you.
I don't think it rated handsomeness.
It's hard to tell these days.
I think it rated the guy who thought the most inside of the box.
No.
The most vanilla motherfucker imaginable.
We watched that video. There was some stuff in there that nobody should know about.
Walk up behind her and push her.
Mm-hmm. And I got that question right, dude.
According to the results of that test, he is getting inside the box often and thoroughly.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Dude, that's the best, most accurate test I've ever taken.
Yeah. I've been pushing my lady like more, and it's happening more, guys. Push her as hard as you can. No? All right.
All right, guys, why don't you rate my letterbox for Rumpelstiltskin?
2.7 average, right?
That's right. The letterbox average is a 2.7.
Kron 3.0.
Kron 3.0.
3.0.
All right, we will find out at the end of this episode. What if it's 5, dude?
Well, this movie technically is Terminator 2, so there's some justification for a 5-star rating.
All right, guys, this is Rumpelstiltskin from the year 1995, directed by Mark Jones. Also directed some of the Leprechaun stuff, right?
The first one, yes.
I mean, he's kind of got he's got a little bit of Charles Band in him, where he's like, what if everything is small?
I have seen 4 out of his 5 films that he's directed, and there's a pattern.
Do the other 2 that I've not seen have little stuff in them?
I mean, one I probably don't want to mention because it could come up in a future category. The other one was a movie called Scorned, which is like one of those Lifetime-esque thrillers starring Billy Zane. On Letterboxd, I had marked it as watched and rated it, but I have no recollection of ever seeing that movie.
Does that happen to you a lot?
Yes, because I watch a lot of nondescript movies.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we start out in what we can only describe as olden times.
Doesn't it give a date?
You wouldn't describe it as somewhere in Europe, the 1400s?
Yeah.
Agent times?
I did that as... Yeah, it's ancient times, dude.
So I have to ask, because in the Pinocchio's Revenge, you said you'd never seen this before, right?
Me?
Kron?
I didn't watch this until now.
Oh, I was for sure when you said Pinocchio, when in the Pinocchio's Revenge episode, you were like, I kind of remembered that there was like a beginning part that was ancient times. I thought for sure you were confusing it with this, but if you've never seen this before, I guess there's still something floating out there in the ether.
I think Dan is the only one that had seen both of these going into both episodes.
Yeah, I think I said it. I thought they tied it back into like olden lore or something.
Man, you're kind of a puppet, little bad guy when you think about it.
No,
You've seen a lot of these, dude.
You are a little bad guy.
Yeah, how close I was to pick an Opus.
Opus?
Yeah, you'll see.
All right, guys, we're in ancient times. We got this bad little imp, Rumpelstiltskin. He's got a baby in his hands. He's being chased through the countryside. There's a whole
Baby
crowd of
John.
people. Whole crowd of people catches up to him. He says, "You gave your word, I spun the gold." Now, eventually, he throws a handful of glitter at these people, and it lights on fire.
Is this an infinite power?
I think the glitter, he seems like he's got that available all the time.
I mean, you could say like magic dust, not glitter.
It's pretty shiny on screen, dude.
Well, all magic dust is glitter, but not all glitter is magic dust.
That's fair.
It's not sand, I guess.
We got these Easter eggs that had glitter on them. I've swept 5 times, still finding glitter in the house.
That's a Brewster's 2 times over, dude.
I didn't buy them.
Did you
And
hide them?
They were plastic. Dan was out here dyeing real eggs and shit.
Geese eggs, yeah.
How's it feel, dude, to have
Yeah.
disposable income?
How can
go
you
all
hide those
out.
big ass things, man? Like a magic 8-ball?
It's tough.
Like a rain of fire egg?
I gotta drain all the yolk and then like roll up $100 bills to stuff in there. But you know, I go all out for the coming of the Lord.
Chris, you hide any Easter eggs around the house?
No, can't say I did.
You should, just
Did you
for the
find
fun
any,
of it.
though?
Unfortunately, no. Didn't find any either.
Yeah, you should have just walked down the street and, hopped a fence or two.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids in the neighborhood. I probably could have cleaned up.
There's probably at least a quarter or like a silver dollar in one of them.
I mean, if parents are hiding those, is there a rule saying that those are hidden strictly for those kids? Like if somebody else comes along and finds them,
I mean,
Probably.
like,
right? It's like once you move your trash to the street, it's public property. Like,
this is a stand your ground state, so I wouldn't be
shit.
doing that.
Okay. Well,
It's okay in California, not okay in Texas.
Chris, did you even know it was Easter?
No. I'm very bad with holidays, other than Halloween and I guess New Year's Eve.
I'm so jealous.
Well, you gotta know when Christmas rolls around.
Fuck.
I'm sure there's a CED disc of It's a Wonderful Life out there.
if it wasn't for TBS, I wouldn't know when Christmas is.
All right, all this crowd, they kind of get up on Rumpelstiltskin and they just start.
Die Hard's on. Must be Christmas.
They start hitting him. He says, "Bring the pain." In this movie, does Rumpelstiltskin like being hit? I don't think it hurts him that much.
Yeah, he knows what's coming, man. You still babies, like you gotta get fucked up, dude.
I think it's not so much that he likes it. He's just like a fucked up weirdo.
God,
He just
again.
doesn't care.
I was kind of hoping when he comes to in 90s LA, he'd say, "Bring the noise."
Yeah.
I've been
Bring
pretty
the
sweet.
ruckus.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity, dude. These guys start beating on Rump pretty good, but this bastard's built like a goddamn armadillo. He just eats these blows, dude. He ends up picking one guy up, a big guy, holds him up in the air, rips his eyeball out. Eyeball looks around as he's holding it.
So this guy's eyeball was in his head backwards?
He turned it around on the way down.
Okay.
Or maybe, I don't know how people were built back in ancient times, dude. I don't
Orientation
know.
of that optic nerve made no sense.
It looks all right.
Looks good.
People evolve, you know? Eyes were backwards back then. Some old witch shows up. She steps forward, puts a 1,000-year curse on Rumpelstiltskin. Says it can only be broken by a child, a wish, and heartfelt tears.
Why limit it? If you have the power to do curses, why limit it?
Why not make it a day? You know, why not just permanently end Rumpelstiltskin?
I think this should have been like the third movie. The next movie should have been the little baby that got saved fights Rumpelstiltskin, and then this one happens.
Wait.
Oh, you want an all 1,400 movie of Rumpelstiltskin?
Oh,
Hell yeah.
It's expensive.
Call up Trachtenberg, dude.
You don't want that, Kron?
It's time for Rumpelstiltskin -1, dude.
Year 0.
No, I agree. I mean, I wish there were, after watching this one, I wish there were 5 more.
Oh, shit. He said 5. It might be a 5 stars.
I wish this had the leprechaun legs, you know?
Too short? Okay. I got you. I'll stop. Not good at telling jokes, you know. No comedian.
Rumpelstiltskin's bigger than the leprechaun, right?
Yeah, considerably.
And then if you had just gotten, let's say 4 Rumpelstiltskin movies, you could have had Rumpelstiltskin versus a leprechaun.
Don't do a band thing. Don't
That's
mix
more
your
of
worlds.
it's more of a Freddy versus Jason thing, is what
Yeah,
I was aiming
thinking
for.
Rumpelstiltskin X writes itself. I mean, at the end of that, Jason's mask falls into a lake. I mean, do I need to spell it out for you how that happens with Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah. Right on top of it.
All right, this witch lady, she starts saying Rumpelstiltskin.
Copyright.
Rump says, this is where I started switching to Rump. So that's how it's going to be through the rest of the notes.
When you typed it, it doesn't automatically say it, so where you could just hit it and it pops up.
That's a lot of work, dude. That's 3 clicks at that point.
If I write Emily enough times in my notes, eventually I type EM and it says Emily and I just hit it.
Dude, who is she?
I don't know. That was an example.
Sounds pretty specific.
She might have a 1988 layout later on.
Whoa. All right, Rump says, shit, you know my name? This witch woman, she lights him on fire. He condenses down to a little rock. They pick it up and chuck it into the ocean.
You got to take a boat out, right?
To
It
get
looked
him?
like a cliff.
You got to take that a little further.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be so ancient. They don't even have boats yet.
They definitely had boats in the 1400s.
Not these people. You don't know.
See what we're dealing with here, Chris?
We don't even know who these people are, dude.
I mean, it had to travel. This is obviously Europe, right? It had to go, and we're in America now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's traveled a long way.
That could be a whole movie right there, dude.
It got sucked up in that trash island.
That could
Floated
be
over.
Rumpel Takes Manhattan.
You gotta come up with some better. You can't just rip Jason off
Why?
because it's already been done, dude.
This movie's
Okay.
ripping off Terminator 2. It should just rip off another great movie for each sequel.
Okay, you're right, Dan.
How is
that
this Terminator 2?
that
How is
thing.
it- How is this Terminator 2?
Yeah.
Guy wants a boy named John, being protected by his mother, steals a motorcycle. Massive tractor trailer chase. Guy that you think is an asshole turns out to be the boy's protector.
All right, I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Rumpelstiltskin goes into a fucking police station, murders all the cops. There's your Terminator connection.
But all that's one of those like these are the 6 basic stories that people tell. That's one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
T2.
I would have preferred a meet cute sort of rom-com situation with this, though.
Girl just falls in love with him like when he comes out of the bath
Yeah.
out of the shower. She's like, "Oh my fucking god."
Shelley lost her husband in a brutal accident. Rump wants her little boy.
Can I take you out for sushi?
Will these two find love this summer? My hump.
What? He's a chiropractor? What? What do you mean? Oh my god, I've never felt so alive.
Cue
Oh,
the
I thought-
Peter Gabriel. You'll fill the house, dude.
I thought
Salisbury Hill.
Rumpelstiltskin was
Yep.
a chiropractor, and that would be funny too.
Oh, that's good.
Do you sleep with one leg up?
We cut to Los Angeles, present day. That's right, guys. This is a 2025 set movie. Or whenever you're listening to this. I don't know.
Timeless.
This might survive 1,000 years from now.
This might be playing in court 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Might
Good
be
luck.
in the National Archives.
Good luck with your defense, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, we got these 2 cops. They're out patrolling the city. One of these guys, he's named Russell, says, "Hey, man, I got to come up with a boy's name that's a flower. Shelley loves flowers."
Did anybody come up with a boy's name that was a flower?
Yeah, his partner.
No, besides Thorn.
I'm
'Cause
sorry, Thorne Stewart is a fucking sweet name.
Thorne's a pretty great name.
I was trying to think. I was like, I don't think this is possible.
Isn't there a part of a plant that's like a pistol or something?
Yeah, Stamen.
Stamen sounds kind of dirty.
I was like, petal, photosynthesis. I was like, that won't work.
His partner, John, he thinks a bit. He throws out bud. The guy's like, that's not part of a flower.
That's about
Kinda is.
weed.
Wilt?
Yeah.
There you go.
Then he throws out thorn. Neither one of these go over too well. Shelley calls up Russ on his cell phone. This guy's a Brewster's Millions, dude.
Is it his or is it John's?
I thought it was his.
It's John's.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the partner's name is John.
Yeah.
This is never explained.
Why isn't it Baby Russell?
Yeah, that is fucked up. That he basically dies trying to come up with a name for his baby, and she's just like, "Oh, fuck it, John."
Mm-hmm. Also, wouldn't, like, if you were the wife and your husband got killed in the line of duty, like, wouldn't you'd be mad at the partner, right?
It was in the convenience store. man.
Well,
Come
first
on.
and foremost, I think I'm going to be mad at the guy that killed him. But
Well, yes, but I mean, Like Dan was saying, he's in the convenience store. If he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't protect him. I was buying donut sticks." It's like,
He might have been taking a
great.
shit, dude.
They
You
took
don't
turns. Yeah, they went code 7.
All right. I don't think you would name the baby after him, though.
No.
Maybe that was her dad's name.
Maybe she wants him to grow up and do political comedy once a week for more money than you'll make in your entire lifetime.
Come on. You're telling me you're in love with Rumpelstiltskin? I've been pursuing you for years. I was your husband's partner, babe.
He touched my back and then he touched my heart.
My humps too.
All right, behind Russell, this lady is loading up her newborn into a car.
The kid is not his. Come on.
The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Yeah, fucking integrate that shit.
Some thug asshole rolls up. He starts demanding the keys. This lady is like, "I'll give you the keys. Let me get my baby."
Reasonable.
He just mashes her in the head with his gun. Russ springs into action, pulls a gun on this guy. I mean, Russ has this guy lined up.
It's
But
the slow-mo that fucks him up.
Yeah.
Whoa, man.
Well, as the thug starts to pull his gun, Russ notices the baby in the car. He freezes up. This thug just shoots the shit out of Russ.
Russ takes his shit like a fucking champ, dude.
I mean, he does pretty good.
Too bad he didn't shoot him in the forehead, because this guy's like eyebrow, fucking 5 head, looks like it could juggernaut through walls.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
But if he's able to shoot this guy while he's running away from him from, we'll say, 20 yards, 10 yards, sitting down after taking 3 bullets, pretty sure he could have shot him in the first place while avoiding the baby.
Yeah, but, he's expecting a son of his own,
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I get him freezing up.
Yeah. This is like Richard Donner level action as well. It's
fucking
so
good,
fucking competent.
Mm-hmm. It is really good, especially so as this thug runs off, Russ with his dying breath points his gun, shoots this guy in the head. Amazing squib.
Yeah.
This looks really good. You can say what you want about the Terminator 2 plot, but this squib, this action, it's well shot. All right. Shelly, we jump over. Shelly's rushing to the hospital. Some doctor comes out and he's just like, "I'm sorry. Russ is dead."
And this doctor's got massive fucking eyebrows too. I was like, what's going on with the casting director?
Dan, did you see anything about this director in your research?
I got like a few things, but
Oh, did I say doctor?
you said director.
Okay. This doctor. Did you find out anything? Okay. This doctor was apparently like the president of Panavision. Whoa. And it was like, if you put him in your movie, he will give you a better rate on cameras. That's why he has this. That's why he's the doctor.
Smart fucking move. Worth it. Yeah. Chris, did I cut you off earlier? Were you about to say something?
I was just going to say that when the doctor comes in and says that he's dead, I don't know if any of you clocked this, but the look on his partner's face is, he's just like they were all voting on where to go out to eat and he got outvoted. Like he's not really that sad about it. He's just like kind of annoyed. It was very funny to me.
Well, he probably didn't get to eat a snack earlier that he bought at the convenience store. So
That's true.
He's like, man, that's the second one in 2 months. Shit.
It's a lot of paperwork.
and they're gonna put me. Now I got to learn another guy's name. Come on, this sucks. This sucks for me.
Yeah. Then you got to learn his name. Not only that, God forbid he is expecting a kid. You got to come up with the name of that kid too.
Yep.
My wife loves dogs. I need a name. I don't know. Fucking Pitt, Rover.
Bernard.
That's shit.
You think he asked like?
You should be a cop, dude.
Oh fuck.
I think he asked Chick if he's like, I'm not gonna take care of this kid. Like, don't even like no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got your husband killed. Don't expect anything out of me from here on out.
Yeah, I got to transfer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to New Mexico.
They promoted me.
I'm going to San Francisco to check on this guy that may have killed my sister. He's
All
an
right,
actor.
We get this montage of time passing. Shelley is mourning. Shelley goes to Russ's grave and puts flowers on it. We cut over to even more present day, I guess.
This is future.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna visit my grave?
No.
Okay.
I'll piss on it.
No, you're not. I'm never gonna visit your guys' grave. All right, I'll just say that now.
Dude, I love you. You know I'm going to come. I'm going to bring a weed eater. I'm going to weed eat around it. But you better believe I'm getting real fucking close to that tombstone.
You gonna live edge it?
No, I'm just going to slowly wear down your tombstone with the weed eater. Just like a Jenga. So that thing just tips off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll fix it.
Yeah. I'm going to like hold it too close to the grass and leave a bunch of dead spots and shit.
Just dirt, dude. I don't need no grass.
You just want dirt?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, eventually stuff will grow in there.
Yeah, knock it back down to dirt.
Like a tomato plant? You want me to?
Yeah, you could do that.
I don't like that. I feel like maybe Dan's spirit would be in the tomatoes.
They'd just be black.
Well, I would worry about eating them, and then you'd be talking to me and shit.
They say, you shouldn't put like railroad ties around your tomatoes because it'll suck in like all the oils and shit from the
Is
railroad.
that a problem? That's not something that would ever occur to me.
Dan, did you buy a bunch of railroad ties? And
No, I've just always heard that. That's why I don't buy them.
You got really black stools? Did you figure that out?
It's blood.
I just shit out a railroad tie.
what farmer's almanac are you?
It makes sense because whatever you grow a tomato in, it sucks it all in.
It makes sense for a number of things like batteries or cans of paint. Why specifically
You guys
are people
don't bury
being
your
cautioned
batteries?
against?
Yeah, how are we supposed to power the earth? I hate when I fucking I go through all the trouble of burying my batteries. I line them all up. I cover the hole back up, and I realize that I put the positive in the wrong fucking direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta dig it back up, flip those fuckers around.
I'm just trying to get some gardening advice out here, and you guys are calling me an idiot.
No, I'm very curious why you were researching this and like.
I wasn't researching it. I heard it somewhere.
It seems like you bought a whole bunch of railroad ties.
I don't have any railroad ties. That's why I don't buy them. They're polluted. Why would I put them in my yard?
You're figuring out in real time you got hoodwinked.
Also, you don't need to buy them. Like, there's
take
a
'em.
bunch of them just laying out
Yeah.
in a nice row.
Oh, shit. Cole's coming back, so you might want to put those railroad back in.
All right, guys. The baby John has been born. Shelly's feeding him. She's also got this weird TV show on of a perv guy interviewing a bunch of busty women. I want to watch that show. Why is that not on?
Yeah, it's called Howard Stern.
But that's a radio show.
Jerry Springer.
See, I think Springer's the closest kind of. But that was also like, I'm cheating on you with your brother kind of stuff. I mean,
Jerry Springer. That seems like a guy who has a sex tape.
You don't think that this guy's switching up his like topics every day? You think every day is just a new batch of 8 strippers?
I think he's mostly interviewing busty women.
God, I hope.
Welcome back. Today we're talking to local gardener sharing his tips. Cut to like a fucking train conductor.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend growing your tomatoes. And
Kron is like, fuck, I got to take these railroad ties out of my yard now.
Well, I'm more worried about all the paint cans I got to dig up. I thought it'd be nice if they came out purple this year, you know?
You just put cat litter in the paint. And then you put them in the garbage.
yeah.
Call them first, though.
Or you lay out newspaper.
No, you
Pour it
just
across
throw
the
'em.
newspaper.
You just throw them behind your fence.
Can we just pretend to do like give out good information amongst all of the bullshit?
Yeah, we already told all these
Can we
people
give
how to burn
can
your
we
house
can we
down.
have like 10% real news amongst the fake news? Just for the love of God, Chris is on trial right now. Whatever will help the jury. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, you got a heart out, dude.
No, thankfully.
15 minutes into the fucking plot.
All right. Shelly's friend Hildy comes over, says, "You've been cooped up here for far too long. We got to get you out."
I'd date the fuck out of this chick, dude.
Of Hildy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I asked
What?
you guys. No, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was like, what was it with movies around this time where every woman had to have like this character as her best friend of like,
We got
I don't
one
even know
next
how to
week,
like,
too.
I can't get a date woman or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Who's like got this dichotomy of women's lib, powerful,
Yeah.
but then wishes for the most stereotypical alpha male.
Mhm.
Yeah. Women don't know what they want. That's why Mel Gibson had to tell them.
Mhm.
Guys, I asked you, I think last week, if you guys caught the loaded weapon connection.
Is it Hildy?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Isn't she the ice pick chick?
Yes, she is. She becomes Kathy Ireland
Yes.
when she gets comfortable.
And Dan, you've watched that movie like 5 times in the last 2 weeks.
I've watched Loaded Weapon like 2.5 times in the past.
We watched it together.
weeks.
You were watching it when I arrived at the Airbnb. You watched it with your family.
I mean, I turned it on. It wasn't like it was there.
Guys, I think this might be a symptom of the railroad ties.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Dad.
grow tomatoes.
Dad, what are you watching? Go away. Dad's watching his movie.
Don't eat the tomatoes.
Eat your tomatoes. The tar is good for you.
The tar fills in the gaps of the tomato that's not finished.
I don't even know why this prick is making fun of me when he texted something last week of, "Oh, sorry, man, I was setting up my garden in the backyard."
I was setting up my garden.
Thank you.
I know not to put railroad ties all throughout it.
Yeah, now you got to pull him out. And you're like, what the fuck am I going to do? Throw him over the fence?
All right, guys. She takes Baby John and Shelly to this weird antique store. We got to talk about this lady for a second. She is eating out of a can of Bush's baked beans, and it looks like she has put Spam into that can. She also puts her cigar out in it and then continues eating.
Is this the same lady that cursed him at the beginning?
No,
Yeah, I don't think
I mean,
so.
I know it's not the same, but I think it's the same actor.
it's not. Because
Really?
I looked it up because I thought the one at the beginning might be the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2. But she's
Whoa.
not.
I can see that.
Is that the smallest iconic role?
It truly is like everybody remembers that the pigeon lady was in there and Donald Trump was in there.
Oh, God, I would kill for the pigeon lady to be president right now.
Did you know that George Lucas and Spielberg actually pitched going in and digitally altering Trump in Home Alone 2? They wanted to give him a gun. They were like, well, since we took it out of E.T., we should put it back in one movie.
Yeah, we got to put the pixels
And
somewhere.
that makes sense. Like,
Mhm.
can't just delete a gun.
It was always my intention to have dewbacks walking outside the Plaza Hotel.
Guys, Shelly and Hildy, they walk into the store and they pass by a ventriloquist dummy.
It's not an overstatement to say that this is the worst jump scare of all time, right?
It's pretty bad.
I mean, there's probably an all CGI one in a bunch of movies that, and ones that are like early 2000s that we would laugh at now.
I don't know.
Kron put it in his notes, so
Dan, you saw this part, right?
yeah.
So it's like you realize that this movie has as much puppet stuff as the game does.
No, the game
Yes.
has more puppet stuff
No.
than this.
This one moved without someone touching it.
That's true.
It's less integral to the story.
You know, I could still change the pick, right? So
Go
keep
for
it
it,
up.
dude.
No, that was like a year ago. You can't change the
Yeah,
game.
you can-
I'm talking about tonight.
George Lucas could.
yeah.
The
Shelley
game
eventually
had puppets and it had a clown doll.
didn't have a puppet. It had a clown
It had a
doll.
little bad guy and
That
it had
nope,
puppets.
there was no little bad guy. That was a human-sized clown doll.
Sean Penn's kind of a little bad guy when you think
Yeah.
about it.
All right, Shelley eventually comes across the Rump statue, and she's drawn to it. Old lady runs over and gives some classic, like, you don't want that, it's cursed, it's not for sale. Shelley points out the price tag, and I guess purchases it. Once home, Hildy makes a wish first. She wants an exotic male dancer, buff, tiny waist, big pecs, tight butt, hairy thighs.
I was wondering
hair
if that's
and
what
blue
she
eyes.
said.
Subtitles said heavy thighs.
Oh, I thought it was hairy.
Sounds
heard hairy,
Sounds
too.
hairy, but the subtitle said heavy. Because I was like, it was like watching the Powerball, man. I was getting close. Fuck.
I mean, the
You're like,
tiny,
yeah.
But my thighs is smooth, man.
tiny waist is a little weird too.
Yeah, I don't have that. I shouldn't lie.
I don't know of a lot of guys that are like have like an hourglass figure to them.
I mean, you seen me a few weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah. You have none of these characteristics.
I'm super buff, dude. And I'm hairy.
I guess if you just isolate Harry.
On the waist down.
All right, Hildy leaves. Shelley puts the rock on the mantle next to her picture of Russ. She starts to cry and says, God, I wish you could be here to see your son. At night, she's drifting off to sleep. But she hears someone walking towards the bedroom door. She pulls a gun out of the nightstand. But guys...
She named the gun Russell.
Yeah. You don't want to get your baby and your gun confused.
Russell never missed, you know?
Mm-hmm. Guys, the door opens up and Russ walks in. What the hell's going on? Russ says, you're not dreaming, Shelley. I'm real. Your wish came true.
Came back for one more fuck, baby.
These two do bone down. Later that night, Shelley wakes up alone. She kind of like touches the side of the bed. She thinks it was all a dream for a minute, but she hears the shower running. Russ says, hey, I'm in here. Why don't you come in? She walks into the bathroom, opens the door. Guys, it's not Russ. It's Rumpelstiltskin.
Whoa. Wait, what?
He tells her, hey, you got to give me baby John or guess my name. Shelley calls him a little son of a bitch. Rump says, that's wrong. That's not my name.
Does he call every baby John? Because I thought he said
he needs
it
to
at the
be
beginning.
clear. He doesn't want her to call the cop John. Be a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
He'll shoot me.
Rump starts chasing Shelley around the house. She eventually pulls a knife. Rump says, you gotta give me the baby. We had a deal. I don't know if they ever made a deal. Like, in the fairy tale, the lady is like, if you spin the gold, I'll give you my baby. And she goes back on that deal.
Yes.
But this one is just like, I cried on a rock. That's not a contract to me.
I think this is the most research you've ever done for a movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I read the book. I listened to half of the director's commentary. That's where I got the Panavision thing from.
Was it not interesting?
It was all right, but it was bedtime.
And you had already drinking all of your tea,
Mm-hmm.
so you were fading fast.
Yeah. Big old batch of sleepy time. Popped one of those sleepy gummies.
Do you just put your like coaster and mug on your nightstand? Do you just push all the dry tissues out of the way?
Yeah.
Did you notice that when she gets up?
What?
Whenever he's in the shower, there's a whole bunch of like used tissue on her nightstand.
That is incredible prop work.
So yeah, he didn't use his underwear.
You think he's jerking in all this?
No, I think that was cleanup, man.
Yeah,
You've been dead, Kron, and you're getting some.
you gotta get. Yeah,
It's
you gotta
gonna be
get
a
in that
wild load, bro.
belly button without them getting all ticklish and shit. Like, well, you do it. And it's like, well, you did it. You know. Well, it's dark in
wipe
here.
it
You
up.
can feel it. I can't see it.
Yeah, I can't goop like that.
All right, Rump says we had a deal. Shelley ends up slicing off some of his fingers. He says, now the glorious pain, and starts moaning. He's weird, right?
He's fucking rules. I don't know why, but I really just like the characterization of him as just like just a fucked up weirdo.
And the performance is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Physically and like just line delivery. They make him just say so much shit.
Mm-hmm.
And even when the dialogue itself is cringy, I like his delivery.
He like switches back and forth between, like ye old chariot, but then he'll also be like, "Give me the baby, you fucking bitch." Like it's like sometimes he's in 1400 speak, but not always.
It's not bad.
Right. Eventually, Shelley ends up stabbing Rumpelstiltskin in the head. He just pulls the knife out. He says you can't kill something that doesn't have a soul. Once again, starts chasing her around, demanding the baby. Shelley grabs a straw broom, starts whacking this little guy in the head. He yells out it burns. Shelley stabs right through his mouth with the broom handle. And then she's able to kind of like get him into the pantry and lock the door. This gives her just enough time to grab baby John, run down to her car, start it, and leave.
How good's the life insurance for a cop?
I mean, it's got to be pretty good. It's a risky job.
This bitch got a pantry. I mean,
LAPD mid-90s, though, they're in a lot of turmoil.
Yeah,
So-
they're beating Rodney King this year, I think. That's not going to go over too well.
It still hasn't.
Yeah, time heals all wounds.
Jesus Christ.
That's a joke. I'm a comedian. Come
Yeah.
on. Was it 95?
I want to say 92 or so.
Yeah, I was going to
This
say
is
it might have been earlier.
this is more we're just post OJ LA, right? 95.
Yeah.
Riots were 91 or 92.
92,
I mean, just
I believe.
yeah, I feel like they went through like a massive overhaul, like because they just fucking ran rampant for 30 years.
Ran Rampart even.
Whoa, fucking Woody out there.
All right, guys. As Shelley's driving off, Rump just throws
Is
himself
that another
through the
Pixar
window.
reference?
I was saving it.
My son got a fucking Lightning McQueen like micro machine for Easter. And
You're welcome.
it took me he started playing with it because I almost snapped a picture and sent it. I was like, Bones is gonna be so jealous of this.
I bet Bones would have been like, "Oh, that's a Gen 3. The only valuable ones are like the first and second model."
Plus, you took it out of the box, you fool.
Why'd you take it out, dude?
Shelley ends up running Rumpelstiltskin over. The next day, the cops are at Shelley's place. They promise to find whatever twisted freak did this. They suspect probably some kid on PCP.
As
Hildy.
always.
Hildy arrives and says, you and baby John can stay at my place. By the way, my psychologist friend is coming over. You can talk to her. We cut over to
She
their
can read
dinner.
you a fucking fairy tale.
Yeah. The psychologist is like, I think you're clearly stressed about your husband's death, but honestly, this sounds a lot like the Rumpelstiltskin fairy tale. She says, you know the name, or you know the story. You have to guess his name or give him your child.
Hildy's like, this bitch gets paid $130 an hour.
Yeah.
This is where the problems start for the movie. I don't know about you guys, but I think the first act of this is like very strong for what this is. But this scene in particular is where the shitty writing really starts to rear its ugly head.
It's I don't know. There's enough enjoyable stuff throughout this movie that I stayed engaged, but this is just kind of like we need something to move the plot forward. So we'll just do this here.
Well, my whole thing is like, she knows how to defeat him right now. Why does the rest of the movie happen?
Right. That's fair.
All right, quick fix time. I'm putting it on. How about psychologist is like, you're under a lot of stress with your kid, blah, blah, blah. Have you been reading any fairy tales to your kid? She'd be like, well, you know, we read every night. I've got this book over here, blah, blah, blah. And the psych doctor can be like, well, this stuff might just be triggering your dreams, you know? And then Hildy can make a joke like, well, if you meet Jack and Jill, you know, tell Jack to call me, blah, 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 right? And this prompts, because they show her later reading the book. Like maybe she can look in the glossary, you know, and she's only gotten to, what's a stupid, Johnny Appleseed or some shit, right? So then
That's not stupid.
Okay.
It's American Hero.
Take it back, dude.
This is Brothers Grimm, dude. This is Germany, not America.
Every time you eat an apple, you should think
Dan,
Johnny Appleseed.
son of a bitch. I always forget you graduated college.
Barely.
How dare I cross my hemispheres with my fucking fairy tales?
Yeah. What's your American folk and your
Okay.
German?
She's
Brothers
done,
Grimm.
she jumped ahead to Rapunzel, but she goes back. I don't know.
No,
Just-
I mean, that's
I just-
something that simple fixes it. It just,
Yeah.
you can't have a character be like, yep, this is your classic Rumpelstiltskin. You beat him by saying his name 3 times.
Yeah.
And then there's an hour of the movie left.
I felt the same way with the tear on the mantle. Like how direct it's just her literally in front of the thing, you know, crying on it, whatever. I would have liked maybe like it's in the bag on the floor and the kid's like crawling around and she's on the couch kind of, you know, crying to herself and she goes to pick up the kid and then she picks up the fucking stone, you know? Like it's too staged.
I mean, you just don't even need her to cry on it because that's like, they're establishing that lore as it's happening. Like that's never been spoken of before.
Yeah.
It's not part of the original fairy tale.
Oh, yeah, you're gutting it even more than I was thinking. Because I was just thinking like the kid could be crying. And she holds the kid up and says, God, I wish your father were here. And the tear falls on the thing, right? If you wanted to do that. I'm just shocked that these women are fucking up on a work night, pounding wine till 1:30, and then just as doctors just driving home like nothing.
Yeah, if only
Yeah,
they
no
had
problem.
a podcast, they could do it once a week.
We don't drink wine.
Well, we're not trying to solve a woman's fucking post-traumatic stress.
I love how
If
she's
anything,
like,
we are creating it.
It's a Rumpelstiltskin situation. Third time this has came up this week.
I think this psychologist just looks for, like, this is the Rumpelstiltskin one. Next, it's like, you're clearly a Snow White. You know, she's just looking for, she's got one book. And if it doesn't, she's going to make it fit into those pages, man.
If the only tool you have is a spinning wheel, everything looks like golden straw to you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about, Natalie? You made a trail out of bread to your ex-boyfriend's house?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he only fucks me if I get stuck in the stove. Kron, did you notice that the psychiatrist looks like Susan from Seinfeld? Like the haircut, the costume.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Go home and lick some stamps.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Hildy's Shit, where am I? The psychologist is saying Rumpelstiltskin spun straw into gold in exchange for the miller's daughter's firstborn. Hildy's like, that's crazy. Your maiden name is Miller. You're a miller's daughter.
360. Oh, shit.
I paused it and called my wife into the room.
Later that night, Hildy's getting the couch ready for Shelley. She goes to grab some sheets. In the open linen closet, we see Rumpelstiltskin is in there. Now, after some time passes, Hildy crashes out. Shelley's reading the book. She says the villagers set upon the little man and destroyed the creature with fire and chaff. She's like, what the fuck is chaff? Shelley goes to brush her teeth. Baby John starts screaming. Shelley runs over to get him, but don't worry, it's just Hildy. She picked him up. Crisis averted, but not so fast because Rumpelstiltskin just punches through a wall. Why did he hide for what must be hours, if not days, to just Kool-Aid Man through a wall?
The action is the juice for Rumpelstiltskin.
I guess. It's just...
Fuck up a bitch's house, man.
Oh, yeah.
It just seems like he did 99% stealth and then said, fuck it, we're going loud. And just tore through the wall.
Big ups to this baby actor, man. Like, they put this baby through some shit.
Yeah. I think even just... I mean, there's parts later where Rumpelstiltskin is holding the baby, and it's like, that's a freaky looking thing to...
A baby to be looking at?
Yeah, to make like a 3-month-old, or it's not 3 months, but let's say like a year.
They don't see colors or have depth perception yet at that age, so I think you're giving this baby too much credit.
All right.
This whole scene, that's real crying.
Rumpelstiltskin demands the
crying.
baby. Mm-hmm. Hildy tells Shelley to run, which she does. We briefly jump back to Hildy's place just long enough to see Rump snap her neck. Did she bend way down for that?
I guess so. She's a pretty tall girl.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. I love that she actually dies and that it's done with just no fanfare at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's one of the main characters up to this point in the film. Rump runs out and tries to stop Shelley, who's in her car again. He reaches out, but she hits his arm, which lands on Shelley's windshield, and then it gives her the finger. That's pretty good. This is fun.
Bones, you sit at home and that happens and you're like, Kron loves that.
You can kind of tell when you're watching something and you're like, Dan's going to get a kick out of that. Kron's going to get a kick out of that. And the geography of this is pretty funny too, because she's 200 yards away down the street when that arm finally falls off. But when they cut back to him picking it up, it's 5 feet away from him.
He might have slid on the ground. You guys didn't like the middle finger?
It's cool. I'm not saying it was bad.
What, you're too old and mature to find cool stuff like that funny?
I just knew it was coming and it happened, and I was like, he's going to eat that up. It's already a bad little dude, so.
Chris, did you like the middle finger?
No, this movie is not funny.
Fuck.
Get your shit together, dude. Come on, Kron.
Rump walks over, picks up his arm, and dumps it out. A bunch of maggots fall out of it.
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I was watching that scene and I was like, Dan's gonna eat those maggots up, dude.
Dan is loving this.
Dan loves that kind of. Dan loves maggots and creepy crawlies.
Oh, dude, those are great for the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Enrich the soil.
Yeah, Dan. Maybe if you put enough maggots in, they'll take care of the railroad spikes.
You leave the spikes in?
Well, with enough maggots, it's not a problem. A guy on a motorcycle eventually pulls up, tells Rump to get the fuck out of the road. Rump says, "Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle." Biker pulls a switchblade on him, but
please.
What year? What's T2?
91.
That's right. All right. Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin
Can't argue with that.
throws this guy off of his bike. Guys, we cut to Rump. He's just cruising down the road.
Saith, that's a nice bike.
Dan, you had yours. I think I finally found my motorcycle boy.
Chris
It's
Christopherson.
Rumpelstiltskin. It's Rumpelstiltskin. He says, "I'm coming, baby John. Uncle Rump is on his way." Shelly's cruising down the road. She's trying to comfort baby John, but she ends up like taking out a fire hydrant. As Rump rolls up on him, he lays his bike down and skids across the road. This shot cracked me up.
And that's it. Like,
His little body just sliding down the concrete. Looked great. A big rig rolls up to the scene. This guy stops to get a look at whatever the hell's in front of him. He looks down and he says, "Holy shit." We see Rump's little arm pop up. Grab
You just
this guy's-
fucked up your Lambo. Or no, Ferrari, I think, is the lining. Never
Rump
mind.
grabs this guy's neck, and then we just get a shot of this trucker's head rolling down the road. Rumpelstiltskin takes this guy's keys and a cigar. He hops in the big rig. Rump says, "This is my kind of chariot, made in America."
What the fuck could that possibly mean?
I don't know.
How does he even know where he is
Exactly.
in space or time?
America didn't exist the last time he was alive, or had not been named America yet. And even if it had, like, what is the joke there? That he's like
He
fucking
he
hates, he just loves America?
Yeah. He's MAGA.
let's say 95. Who's president?
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. All right, guys. Rump's rolling down the road. He sees a sign for Bakersfield, and he says, "Field of bakers, lots of bread." He cracks up. And guys,
It's that corn.
on that incredible joke, we're going to take a pee break. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals podcast. If you're just now joining us, go back and check out the Squib. Get the movie, watch the movie, see the Squib, then come to the podcast. Listen up until this point. Go back and watch the Squib again. Finish the movie, do the rest of the pod. That's a good order, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, when we left off, we were on the road with Rumpelstiltskin in a big rig. How's he even reach the pedals?
Stilts.
Skin.
I don't think he could operate a big rig.
If there's a will, there's a way, dude. He had a broomstick shoved in his mouth. Maybe he used that.
He can control his limbs after he detaches them, so
That's true. All right, we got Rumple in the big rig. Wait, what the fuck?
Got too excited, huh?
easy to get lost in the weeds of
Yeah, that's what's happening, man.
the plot of Rumpelstiltskin.
Hildy's car breaks down on Shelley, right?
Yeah. Oh,
is
shit.
where
Here I am. All right. Shelley's car has overheated. We could just bring the episode in here. There's no reason for people to listen to all that. Shelley's car has overheated. This guy stops to help her. And wouldn't you know it, it's that shock jock TV host. His name is Max from earlier in the movie.
Did any of you recognize him, this guy?
I know I looked at the letterbox, but I don't fucking remember.
So he is in an episode of Friends. He's like on a date with Rachel, and he's yelling about Ed Begley Jr. in his electric car. And also, since then, he like wrote God's Not Dead 3.
Whoa.
I knew he was like big in. It's all like Christian movies after a certain point.
Damn, that's crazy. He's on the commentary for this, and I would not have guessed that. He's not saying anything crazy, but it's like when they first show Shelley on the screen and she's pregnant, he's like, I don't remember her being that fat. But it just seems, he's like cracking jokes all throughout it.
God works in mysterious ways.
Kevin Sorbo's a pretty funny guy, right?
I liked when that bird blew up in his face.
That was Fabio, but
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, Bones, cut all that. We can start the episode right now.
But he's like that actor. He looks like Craig Sheffer from Nightbreed, but with like the voice of Ralph Garman. It's fucking weird, dude.
yeah, he's got some fucking Jerry Lewis in there too, like the lady, you know.
Also not funny at all.
Jerry Lewis?
Both.
Okay.
Laundry Dan, Jerry Lewis, yeah.
You are more of a comedian than Tommy Blaze. I will give you that.
Slowly when I'm over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're moving up already, dude. He said you weren't a comedian, and now he's
I'm on that level now.
stepped that back a
To
little.
be clear, I do not consider Tommy Blaze a comedian.
Fuck.
But you consider Dan more of a comedian than Tommy Blaze.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Dan's growth, like as he goes through every stage of comedian, like prop comic, blazer,
Dan,
cool leather jacket.
Dan, you gotta get a tight. You gotta get a tight five together, dude.
What's the deal with railroad spikes?
They're making all my tomatoes black.
Have you heard this? Have you read about this?
Then you go through the Chris Rock phase. You're storming up and down the, railroad ties.
Yeah,
railroad ties.
y'all know what I'm talking about.
I think you already workshopped your Will Smith earlier in this record.
there you go.
So
I make this look good.
oh, is he in the room?
Look out, Jay Farrow.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Shelley and Max are on the road together. On the drive, Shelley explains everything. Rumpelstiltskin is after her. She knocked off one of his arms and shoved a broomstick down his throat. They're cruising along. Max notices a tanker coming up behind them pretty fast. Shelly looks back and says, "That's him." Rump, he just starts ramming the hell out of this guy's truck, which has a boat on the back of it. And in the bed of the truck, there's a dune buggy.
Then Nicholas Holt took a hit of silver spray paint and jumped onto the truck.
Dude,
it was fucking awesome.
It sounds like an insane comparison to make, but it is spot on because in this scene, they're doing a very similar thing to Fury Road where like he's honking the horn of the semi truck and like the diegetic and non-diegetic sound mixes together because he's doing it to like the beat of the music that's playing.
Mm-hmm. The movie is good.
I mean, Rumpelstiltskin better than Fury Road. I'll say that.
I might agree, Dan.
Oh, can you imagine Rumpelstiltskin in black and chrome?
Oh. I turned the saturation down on my TV to simulate it. They're putting out a Blu-ray and it's $90 for the black and chrome.
Wasn't the actual Blu-ray for this like $80?
It was $45.
I am not like a physical media guy, despite what it sounds like when I talk about things, but there were some serious umming and awing about whether or not to get like the most deluxe edition of this when it came out, but luckily it had sold out by the time I made a decision, so
one of us got it.
I think we established, was it last episode, how much you spent on Rumpelstiltskin?
We were off record at that time. If you want to know, before the 4K got announced, I bought the VHS off eBay. That ran me $15. And then like a month later, they announced the 4K. So I got that. That was $45. I'm $60 in the hole exclusively on Rumpelstiltskin.
You didn't get the edition with the sunglasses and the cassette soundtrack?
I did not get that one.
Was that real?
Yeah, because it
Absolutely.
had a baby bib in it.
A t-shirt that said "fucketh me."
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I just got the like deluxe 4K.
People need to stop sleeping on TerrorVision. They're doing good work over there.
They are doing good stuff. Damn, I can't remember what it is. It's like, it's one of those labels like Prism Video or something, but it's like before Prism became Prism, there was a separate company that put out like 12 movies. And I know I'm pretty sure they've licensed like all of that and they're slowly kind of putting it out.
I don't know. I believe you.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. All right, guys. Eventually, as Rump's ramming this... Oh, also, this guy has a sweet F-150. His truck is badass. I wish I had it now.
I mean, you still can. This is America. What's stopping you?
I tried to get one, and the guy wanted too much money. Anyway, Rump is like ramming this guy's truck. Eventually, the boat comes loose. We get a great explosion as the tanker drives through the boat.
When this guy wanted too much money, like, you wouldn't be able to make your payments to TerrorVision.
What do you mean?
Like if you looked at your budget and thought like, well, if I buy 2 less B horror movie 4Ks, I could have one of the most reliable trucks in history.
I mean, hindsight's 20/20, Bones. Did I need Rumpelstiltskin in 2 pieces of physical media? Probably not.
But you are the heroes subsidizing Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Well,
saving.
I'm keeping small business alive, dude.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I go to bed every night panicked if I'm going to be able to afford my mortgage. I'm out here eating caprese salad with fucking railroad tie tarred tomatoes.
Brewster's Millions, man. I can't say anything on this show. Nothing.
I mean, just take the railroad ties out of your garden, dude.
I don't have any railroad ties in my yard.
Oh, not now.
Never.
Why are you putting them in there in the first place?
He texted his wife, like, fucking start digging them out right now.
You know what? I think Bones has railroad ties in his garden.
I do not.
You don't?
Nope.
This is exactly like the time you said that a scene in Ninja Turtles was a reference to Pinocchio, and then you said, I think Kron really likes puppets.
Mm-hmm.
You're deflecting in a very ineffective fashion.
You're the railroad tie guy. You're the original puppet guy. Just start leaning into it, Dan.
You better believe we're doing a choo-choo category.
What's the one with
Stop.
What's the one with Denzel where he has to stop the train?
Unstoppable?
Oh, that's a good movie.
That's a
dude.
fucking solid flick,
That
dude.
movie is badass.
And then you better believe I'm picking a Thomas the Tank Engine just to spite you.
Me?
The proverbial you.
I mean, I've always had an idea for a train category. I do have a flick.
I wonder why. Every time you're out mowing your grass, I wonder what prompts the idea. Sorry, dude.
I can tell you a sweet train movie.
All right, let's have it because this category is going to happen.
Runaway Train with Eric Roberts and
That's a good one. John P. Ryan, he's an all-timer. No, I actually asked some people if they wanted to cover this on my show, but they turned it down, so if this train category ever happens,
fuck yeah.
let me know.
Dan,
Don't Dan me. Kron yourself, dude.
toss out one of your other ones, dude.
Although Bones, what's the one?
It's time for
Money
this.
Train?
It's time for this podcast massacre to do Trainuary. All right, eventually Max is able to take his 94 F-150 down a dirt road.
I don't know if you used January or February. Which one did you use?
It's up to you, dude. They're both out there. They're available. We get some great jumps, some general 90s truck badassery here. Finally, they kind of get back up to the pavement. But guys, Rump, he's not phased. He's still in hot pursuit. Max says we got a problem. Brakes are shot. He's kind of able to coast into a gas pump.
Yeah, it's the one thing you would want to stop you.
Yeah. Like, that's not what I would aim for, but all right. He hits the gas pump, stops the truck. He gets out. He's like, the truck's shot. It can't go anywhere else. But he's like, I got an idea. He bundles up a blanket, hops in his dune buggy, stops Rump as he's driving into the gas station. He says, hey, man, I got the baby. He just peels out.
Looks fun as hell.
The dune buggy looks fucking fun, dude. You guys didn't like the middle finger. You hate dune buggies.
I just said it looks cool.
It feels like only one of us has joy in their life anymore, you know?
More of a go-kart with a flag on it than a dune buggy.
It still looks fun, dude.
It does. I'm not.
You wouldn't want to drive that dune buggy? / go-kart?
I'd rather drive the semi-truck.
Why the flag? Why do you need that?
So people know where you're at.
Chris, you're prime for dune buggying.
That's what I'm saying, is people drive actual dune buggies around here all the time.
You been pricing them out?
Too rich for my blood.
How much does a dune buggy go for out there?
I mean, they're basically cars, so I would imagine at least like $15,000.
Oh, wow.
It's going to cut into your obscure Japanese porno budget.
I gotta have that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a given, okay? It's a utility, babe.
It's archiving. It's not the same. I'm not watching these for pleasure.
Literally had this conversation 2 weeks ago in front of my significant other's sister when she was like, "You have all of these fucking VHS with naked Japanese ladies on it." She's like, "I'm not into that. I'm into archiving. I don't care what's on it."
All right, Max, he's driving this dune buggy down the road.
I mean, I get it. My wife doesn't come in here. And when she does, it's like, the fuck is that? Don't worry about it.
How are you getting these into the house? Are you sneaking them under your shirt?
Nah, they just come in
Scooting.
and she knows what the records are because the shape of it, but everything else is like, is that a DVD? Yeah.
It's weird that they just send the DVD loose
Oh, yeah, it's
with
bones.
a postcard stamp on it.
Mm-hmm. God, this is heavy. Did you buy more railroad spikes?
I threw 2 packages at her the other day when I got in the car, and I said, "Those are the next 2 picks for 5DR." And she just threw them down.
Okay, honey.
By her legs.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, she just threw them down.
And then she buckled you into your fucking
Car seat.
car seat. Yeah.
Gave
You knew
a
where I
little
was going. Yeah.
Give you a snack and a sippy cup.
I was like, "Where's my juice?"
All right, Rump is kind of following this little go-kart. Eventually, this guy stalls out, though. And Rump is like, all right, finally, I'm going to fucking ram the shit out of this guy. But just as he's coming down, this guy's able to drive his buggy off. This sends Rump, like, careening down a hill. He fucking crashes. Whole tanker lights on fire. It looks great. Explosion's
We used
awesome.
to make movies in this country.
Well, truthfully, like, this is a low-budget movie that has 3 explosions in it that all look good.
So at this point in the movie, Mark Jones, our director, he had 7 cameras, and he spent hours like setting up this truck chase. And he's like, "Man, it's too close to the cliff. Like, I think we should move it." And everybody was fucking pissed. So, but they ended up moving it like away from the cliff. And yeah, when the truck came through, it went all the way through and like hit the side of the cliff. And the crew was like, "Man, you just saved our lives."
Hell yeah.
But he had 7 cameras set up for this action scene.
Fucking Ridley Scott.
I bet Landis was like, what a fucking pussy, dude.
Get the baby closer to the explosion.
Put the baby under the wheel of the tanker. It's going to look great.
It's a baby. They can burn for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Max starts to just swing by to like gloat on his buggy, but I guess he has it in the wrong gear or something. He just ends up rolling down the exact same hill.
It's very weird.
Flips his buggy, hits his head, passes out.
Chris, is this funny?
No. I would say anything that is written to be a joke in this movie is not funny.
I thought the middle finger was good, dude. I'm gonna argue that.
I think any humor in this is either unintentional or Max Grodenchik, the guy that plays Rumpelstiltskin, elevating it above what's written on the page. Because this is when he says, "fucketh me," which is incredibly low-hanging fruit. So low that the fruit is brushing up against the railroad spikes in the ground. But he makes it work.
Mm-hmm. But we agree that the middle finger is funny.
No, I don't agree to that.
All right. All right, guys. Later, in even more present day, Shelly shows up with a cop to check on Max. I don't know how much time has passed here, so he wakes up at this moment. The cop goes to check on the cab of the truck. He sees like the charred husk of Rumpelstiltskin inside. He's like, I'm going to call the coroner. Cop starts placing his call, but guys, Rumpelstiltskin jumps down out of the cab. Tells the cop, I'm going to make this easy for you. He pulls his own head off, holds it up, and like bites the cop's jugular. Max, Shelly, and Baby John make it to the cop's car. They take it, and Max is like, this looks bad. There's a dead cop, an explosion down there. Like, we're fucked if they catch us. He says we should double back to that abandoned diner, hold up, and we can end Rumpelstiltskin once and for all. We cut over to that night in the diner. Max is brewing up some coffee.
You don't go to the police station?
A cab, dude.
It's been a long day. But I see your point, yeah.
Max is brewing some coffee. He's wearing a sick USA leather jacket. The thing is wild looking.
It looks like a Dream Team Olympic jacket, right?
In 96, we're getting ready for the Atlanta Olympic bombing. God, America. Gotta love it. We are in a great time. Like, hey, we got the Rodney King beating plus the Olympic Atlanta bombing tonight.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, outside, Rump is doing some weird squat walk up to the diner. Says he can smell Baby John.
Anybody want Jimmy John's like after this movie?
Yeah, why not? They should make their littlest sub the Baby John and do a whole Rumpelstiltskin tie-in.
What would they put on the Rumpelstiltskin?
No, it's just like you can order the Baby John.
I want to know what goes on the Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay, fine. It's glitter and
Mealworms.
Mhm. Glitter and worms. There you go.
It can't be just like a regular. It has to be like pickled dill mealworms.
And the bread has to be from Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm. And they char it. They like cook it way too long, so it's all burned up.
No tomatoes.
Mm-mm.
You kind of bake the bread so it's giving you the finger.
Oh, that's great, dude.
Is that your first bite or the last bite? Kron?
The little middle finger appendage.
Yeah.
That's the last bite.
You savor it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just loose meat, like whatever's left over at the end of the night.
It's burnt bread, maggots, and glitter. And hay.
What's the difference between hay and straw?
Where does chaff fit into all of this?
You separate the wheat from the chaff.
Is that what it really is?
Well, that's like a thing people say, right?
Because I too was like,
Farmer
what is
Kron
fucking
over
chaff?
here. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting shit for my tomato advice?
Well, I don't put railroad spikes in the ground, dude. I'm out here growing
Spikes.
wheat, dude.
What the fuck do I look like? Daniel Plainview? Like, what are you talking?
I'm separating wheat from chaff.
Piece by piece.
Mm-hmm. Brick by brick.
What would I do with my week if I didn't have this? I don't know.
All right, guys. Max is not being his TV asshole gimmick. He's being a nice guy. He's like, hey, I found this straw doll in the back room. When did this place go out of business? 1900? I mean, how long has this not existed to have straw dolls laying about?
It looks like this is where they filmed like Last Stop in Yuma County or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It seems like it's like a post-apocalyptic, like the world has ended.
Almost like a Terminator scenario.
Mm-hmm. Rump is watching all this through the window, and he's like, God damn it, straw. I fucking hate straw.
Who fucking lets their baby play with this Depression era straw doll?
It's organic.
Mm-hmm. Sustainable. Well, shit, guys. Wouldn't you know it? The door gets kicked in. It's the cops. I'm guessing they found the dead cop down the road and traced his cop car to this diner. One of the cops, like, they haul everybody out. They arrest Max. They arrest Baby John. They arrest Shelly.
I mean, by this point, though, you're looking for a person with blood all over their mouth, right? Like,
Yeah, I would think so. But I guess if you find the cop car, you're kind of like,
fucking cop eater.
One cop decides to stick around and check things out. We kind of see him walk into the diner, and guys, Rumpelstiltskin follows him in there. At the police station, Shelly uses her one call to contact Matilda. That's the witch lady who sold her the statue in the first place.
Is this Matilda all grown up?
What?
From the Danny DeVito movie?
Yeah. Didn't she have, like, witchy powers?
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't go far. Smoking cigars, huh?
She never effectively learned how to turn her passion into a side hustle, so...
Kind of a funny scene where she comes back and tells Max, like, hey, good news. He's like, did you call my lawyer? She's like, no, I called a witch. She's going to help us.
They both don't get a phone call?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I don't know how y'all do it in the city, but I just don't go around here in Bakersfield, California.
Turns out we got a quarter. Debbie did laundry. You see, future listener, you used to have to use coins to pay for your laundry. You couldn't just
And phone calls.
Tap your phone up to it. I didn't want to confuse them.
That one cop who stuck around, he rolls back up to the station. Another cop goes to check on him. But guys, this guy's...
You think toys made of hay is old? We used to have these things called phone booths.
Mm-hmm.
They were so prominent that we made whole movies about them.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a movie that's been flirted with a lot on this show.
Larry Cohen.
We'll cover it on Coinuary. Right here on 5DR Podcast Massacre.
Are you using January or February?
I don't know, whichever one we're not doing for
What was
the other
one?
category.
Trainuary?
Yeah, January.
Larry.
Dial M for May.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's a good one.
April. All monkey movies.
May TNT.
No vampire. Dan, you got one?
Leaving all this in.
I'm trying to think of July, and all I can think of is like a fly.
Fly July, dude.
But then it's like Jew fly, and I'm like, that's wrong.
Whoa.
Careful, buddy.
Watch out, dude. You're going to get 2 podcasts canceled.
I mean, giving them fucking 4 months already. Shit.
Mm-hmm. All right, Rump's in the station now. He starts taking out these cops all stealth style. Can't believe he didn't just punch through a wall like he did earlier in the movie.
Fucking Metal Gear Solid Rumpelstiltskin skin.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I don't know, man.
What was that noise?
Impaling a cop with an American flag
It's pretty sweet.
is the most woke shit I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Really makes you think.
Oh, is this shit filmed in Portland?
Finally, this cop rolls up on Rump and just unloads his gun on him. But Rump shoots back with magic. But it's like a real bullet that kills this guy. Okay. He makes his way over to Baby John.
He should have done the thing that the bad guy in the mask does when he's got the mask.
Yeah.
You get it.
I mean, maybe now is a good time to talk about something Bones brought up 2 hours ago. What are the rules of Rumpelstiltskin?
I don't know.
He does whatever is convenient for the plot.
Mm-hmm.
He
Seems
can't
like
die.
He can shapeshift one time.
Well, it's like a 48-hour cooldown on that.
Mm-hmm. He's always got the glitter available, I think.
I don't think he used it after the 1400s.
Doesn't he use it later to make like a viewing window?
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. It is kind of whatever is convenient. That's what he can do in the moment.
February fairy tales. What would that be?
February.
February? There you go.
Fapril, like Fable April.
Oh, shit.
It's pretty good.
Or Vapril. Just like a bunch of fucking cool dudes sitting around.
Blowing fat clouds.
Fuck yeah.
Eventually, Rumpelstiltskin makes his way to Baby John and takes him. This one bloody cop is kind of able to drag himself over to Max and Shelley, gives them the keys. They run outside and take a yellow convertible and drive off to look for Rumpelstiltskin. In the back of that... What?
Coptober? Yeah. I did it. All right, I'm done.
They're going to hear this, and they're just going to respond, November. Cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
No. Stop.
We'll do that. That's what we call a 360. There you go. We finished it off.
I don't know what the beef is, so I'll just say shout out to Greg and Murph. Love you guys. 2 Jakes out now on Dead Formats.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any beef. I'm just...
No, there's beef. It's in a plastic bag.
That's 360.
Hell yeah. Murph, your whole life could have changed if you ate that raw beef out of a
You just had to take the bag, dude.
Mm-hmm. You fucked up. That was your one opportunity.
You talked for 4 hours that night, and that's all we heard.
Mm-hmm. In the back of the convertible is Matilda passed out. They wake her up. She tells them Rumpelstiltskin still steals babies because he doesn't have a soul. He wants to take theirs. She goes on to say that the only way to kill him is fire and chaff.
Or saying his name 3 times.
Mm-hmm. She also adds chaff is straw.
Or magic dust.
Mm-hmm. She says what Rumpelstiltskin needs is a mother's arms, and that Rumpelstiltskin will take Baby John to a graveyard. We're really making some
the
leaps
fuck?
here.
His mother's arms that are stuck in this washer.
Would have been crazy if this was all a lead up, an hour-long lead up to a stuck porno. All right, Rump throws some magic dust in a field, and he's able to like view everything that's happening on a little widescreen fucking video that pops up. Yeah. He says you die now, and then force chokes Matilda to death.
Seems like it would have been easier to get the baby if you just killed her an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is the lead girl's name Matilda?
Shelley, I think.
Shelley? Okay.
Yeah, Shelley is the...
All right. I didn't know.
Hey, Kron.
Hmm.
Did Dan watch this?
I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Dan said he had seen this before, so I'm kind of starting to think that he was just like, I saw this 15 years ago. I'll be fine.
I got it. I'm good.
I saw this in 96. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I definitely saw this when it came out. And also around the same time, a Snow White movie with Sigourney Weaver came out, which I just watched, and it was dog shit.
Did you go to the theater for this, Chris?
I don't think this went to theaters.
Oh.
Philippines.
Yeah. As she's dying, Matilda says, it's just like the fairy tale. All you have to do is chant his name 3 times when you catch him.
Candyman. Candyman.
Rump takes Baby John up to the graveyard. He says a mother's arms, and he puts Baby John in like a skeleton's hands that he dug up.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it looks cool. It's just this back third it feels rushed.
It's when you get the most make up your strokes in the back third, though.
Rump screams that it's time to start the spell to free him for all of eternity. Shelley and Max roll up to the graveyard.
We just ignore each other.
They start running up, but Rump throws some magic at them and creates a zombie and various other obstacles.
Sure.
Why not?
That's
I mean, the
cool.
zombie looks cool. It's just, why is this guy not creating an army of zombies at this point?
He's not that bad, you know?
He's
This one's
pretty
the
bad.
baby. This one's that little John.
Doom doom. Doom doom. Doom doom. Doom doom. Doom doom.
Max pulls Shelley away and says that he has an idea. Takes her over to this barn. He says all we got to do is get some fire and straw together and get up to Rumpelstiltskin before sunrise. He's like, if only we knew the chant. And Shelley says, it's in the name. We just got to chant Rumpelstiltskin 3 times.
You knew that the whole time? You didn't fucking tell me?
Fucking
this-
infuriating.
Movie could have been 30 minutes long. Shelley and John load a dozer up with straw. They light it on fire and head back to the graveyard. They start chasing Rump. Max is able to kind of get him loaded into the bucket. He's like burning him.
Again, we used to make fucking movies in this country. There are 2 man on fire stunts in this, and this one involves a fucking dump truck or whatever the fuck it is. It's
Front
awesome.
end loader.
It looks great. And as you said, this probably didn't even go to theaters. Let's see. We get a harrowing scene here of Max almost able to free his watch from the dozer as it rolls along. He's
Yeah,
finally
that's
able to
right.
jump off. Sends the dozer into an electric pole. Seems like
What are
Rump
they
is-
powering in the graveyard?
The dead?
Okay.
all the batteries that people have buried.
All those fucking portals that the tall man has.
There's probably like a mausoleum that's got electricity in it.
How much I think
For a light?
how much does
Yeah.
a caretaker make in a year?
They work off commission.
That's why they're always murdering people.
I'm gonna get to see all this nudity for free.
Is that the
Dude.
premise of a Showtime show?
Mm-hmm. Well, the tall man,
Caretaker.
by those standards, was raking in money.
Did you see his fucking house? It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
We won't comment how he got that house.
Looks like Rump is done for. He's all charred to a crisp. Shelley runs up and she's like, "Where is the baby John?" He snaps up and he's like, "You'll have to kill me."
Because in actuality, the fire and chaff has very little effect on him.
It doesn't do anything.
He doesn't have a soul.
I guess it like hurts him, like getting his fingers cut off. That
But he kind of
doesn't.
likes it.
Isn't there a throwaway line where he's like, "Oh, I'm starting to feel less and less. It means I have less time."
So he gets stronger as the movie goes along.
I think so. I think
I thought he got weaker. I don't know. Maybe you're right.
This
I
is
just
why we
thumbnailed
needed.
this thing. I don't know.
This is why we needed 3 more movies, dude.
Thank God there isn't.
Shelley says Rumpelstiltskin 3 times. He turns back into a stone. Baby John starts crying. Shelley runs up. He's fine. Max starts tearing up a little. Max goes and picks up the rump stone. He says, let's see if I still got it. He takes a snap, drops back, chucks this thing into a lake. Shelley tells Max, you were really a hero back there. Guess you're out of the asshole business. The 3 walk off together as the sun rises. You'd think the credits would start here, but we cut to 3 years later, the most present of days. 2 little girls find the rump stone. They take it up to their mom, who has a baby in her lap. She says, wow, what an interesting stone. These girls ask if they can keep it. She says, sure. And guys, we roll the credits. That was Rumpelstiltskin from the year 1995, directed by Mark Jones. Dan, hit me with that research.
Where's the stone? Rumpelstiltskin, 1995. Mark Jones. Released November 24th of 1995. Theatrical.
Whoa.
Yeah. A budget of $3 million and a box office of $306K.
It's
Okay,
all
well,
on
how-
screen.
Yeah, how much did it make on home video, dude?
At the theater that month, you can catch Toy Story. Pixar. You can catch Casino. You can catch GoldenEye. You can also catch Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. No wonder nobody was watching this.
Bones was in hog heaven this week.
A Pixar movie, a 007 movie.
you could watch Toy Story and GoldenEye in the time it would take you to watch Casino. So
But Casino's still pretty
I,
good.
I value my time.
At one point, there was talks for a sequel in the 2010s, despite the movie's failure.
Bloomhouse.
Paramount declined the offer, and the director suggested that they wouldn't have to put up money. He would finance it himself.
I still got all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Similar budget from the first one, but they still rejected the offer. Both Mark and Max, who
We're
wrote
not
the movie,
fucking making this.
said they would love to make a sequel.
Not even if you pay for it.
After finishing Leprechaun in 1993, Mark Jones wanted to create another fairy tale horror franchise similar to Leprechaun, which is why he didn't return to direct Leprechaun 2 in 1994. And gentlemen, that's all I got for Rumpelstiltskin from 1995.
I have one other piece of trivia, Dan.
Oh,
In the audio commentary, Mark Jones said in all of his movies that he ever directed, he always makes sure that someone is smoking a cigar so he can take a couple when the movie wraps up.
all right.
It's a real Carl Weathers in Arrested Development tip.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally just making these movies to get a free box of cigars on the way out the door.
You take 3 of these home, baby, you got a cancer growing.
Rate my box.
Take me up inside.
All right. 2.7. User box. Letterbox user rating. User box. That's what I'm going to start saying from now on.
What are you guys'
I did it on purpose.
what are you guys' user box tags? I'm at Bones.
Yeah, you fucker. That's why I'm at Bones69.
Yeah.
I did Bones at 69.
Shit. 2.7. We all held our hands with a 3.0 for Kron. I'll keep going here. Dan, 2.0. Chris, I did sneak a peek at some Letterbox. I'm going to take a chance here, though. 3.0.
All right, gentlemen. Bones, I'm going 2.0. Chris, 2.5.
Bones 2.5. Dan hates joy, so 1.0.
Whoa. Bones, I'm going to give you a 2.5. Dan, I think the same. Chris, I'm going 3.0.
Chris, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Wow. Rumpelstiltskin. What can you really say about it? I definitely agree with what Kron and the other guys were saying towards the beginning of this episode of this is the one out of the two between Leprechaun and Rumpelstiltskin. This one should have had sequels because this is just a better version of Leprechaun. I actually rewatched that one a couple days ago in preparation for this, and it's shocking how similar they are in what they do right and what they do wrong. So what I remember of doing research for this like 6 years ago when I watched it is along the lines of what Dan was saying, is like he wanted a second franchise, but it was all of my information comes from a Fangoria article from 1995 that I'm just vaguely recollecting, but it was basically like, you know, nobody thought Leprechaun was going to be good, but then it made a lot of money at the box office. And so Rumpelstiltskin was like, oh, I'm going to show these people what I can do. He kind of did, but he also showed, again, that he is not funny and is actually bad at writing movies. Because this movie's not funny. I think Mark Jones has like no sense of humor. Fucking Made in America. Jesus Christ. Still don't know what that means. And I did re-listen to the weekly podcast Massacre episode on Leprechaun, and that was sort of the consensus, is that the first one sucks shit and the other three are kind of fun. So I would have liked to see 3 more of these that are out of the hands of Mark Jones and into a competent writer's hands. That being said, I do think, you know, Max Grodenchik, our Rumpelstiltskin guy, does a great job. Anyone who was working on the stunts or the practical effects, they earned their paycheck. All of that stuff is really good. And it is sort of an anomaly that this coming out in 1995, because it's sort of at the tail end of these sorts of movies. It's right before Scream came out and ruined horror movies for the next decade until Scream 3 came out and made horror great again. But yeah, I do enjoy this quite a bit, despite its very glaring flaws in the script. So long story less long, 3.0.
Dan.
All right. This isn't as bad as the cover looks. There's some decent practicals in here, I think. We got some pretty good entertaining performance by our guy playing Rumpelstiltskin there. I think the comedy kind of breaks it up a little bit and helps. It's not taking itself too seriously, which I kind of enjoyed. I did like that the ending didn't end up with our Howard Stern guy like falling in love with our main lady and like taking care of the kid and shit. So I was glad they didn't go down that road. I think it's great that like magic dust is part of this movie. You just throw it and start on fire, or it could just be you can't pass that line in the sand right there. Wish we had that going on in real life. I mean, overall, this is a pretty entertaining movie. I wasn't mad that I had to watch it. Bring the pain, guys. This is a 2.5. It's all right. I wasn't angry.
I'm going to get the negatives out of the way. This is a terrible script. This thing starts really strong, but for a horror comedy, it does neither well. There's nothing about this that is remotely scary, and there's nothing about this that is more than a light chuckle. To reiterate a lot of what Chris says, the humor you get from this isn't on purpose. And it's unfortunately not bad enough for it to be a good bad movie. I'd like to focus my time on the cinematographer of this movie, Douglas Milsome. I don't know if you guys looked up this guy's credit. Camera operator on Highlander and a little movie called The Shining. He then graduates and is the lead cinematographer on a future Highlander movie, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Dan, Full Metal Jacket, Kron, Breakdown.
Whoa.
So this guy, God damn, I wish he would have shot a few more fucking big rig movies, because those are standout parts of the movie. Like I said earlier, the death sequence of the cop father, look at that shit, rivals any Lethal Weapon action sequence of the early 90s. I think he's carrying a bulk of my fucking score, 2.5.
All right, guys. I think everybody's been pretty fair on their ratings for Rumpelstiltskin. Like I said, this was the first time I watched this movie. I had always kind of had it earmarked for, like, if I can get it on 5DR, seems like it would fit. And as I watched it, I mean, I can certainly take a step back and be like, there are problems with the script. There are problems with how this thing is put together. But as I watched this, I was like, man, the stunts are just good. Like, everything that's practical looks great. You get a lot of explosions. You get a truck chase. You get Rumpelstiltskin punching through a wall. Like, all that stuff looks like way above the budget that they were working with. So I don't know. I mean, it's not a great movie, but I was impressed with what I was seeing. It's punching above its weight. We can disagree, Chris. I think there is some humor in here that works for me. I like the middle finger. I like that Rumpelstiltskin is just like, he's like a little shit. Like, he's a little troublemaker.
He is a little bad guy.
He's a little bad guy, and that is fun. There's enough fun in here that could kind of carry me through the viewing. Like, I would not put this on the same tier of kind of, bad movies that I like. Like, this would be a rung below, like, Black Roses or Raising Cain or something, Like, I don't think it has as much going for it as some of those movies, but I don't know. I walked away from this more positive than negative. There's enough in here that if you haven't seen the movie, it's worth a watch. I would ultimately be a 3.0 on Rumpelstiltskin. Let's see where this thing lands.
With the people.
Guys, this would have an average score from the four of us of 2.75, pretty in line with the average Letterboxd user. This thing would end up at number 110 on the big list. This would currently be right below On Deadly Ground at 109 and right above Vibrations at number 111.
A Kron triple feature?
I guess. What was On Deadly Ground?
Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Jesus.
We've been doing this podcast too long.
Vanity Project.
Yeah, that's right.
That's 1 point for all of us.
There you go, guys. Easy point. I mean, the movie's good. There's good things about it. It doesn't all work, but I thought it was better than I thought it would be going into it.
I agree. I think it was better than what I was expected, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Fair enough.
You know, it's not the sum of its parts. Does that make sense? Like, the cinematography is really good. What was the name of the guy playing Rumpelstiltskin? Chris?
Max Grodenchik, who also plays Ferengis in Deep Space Nine.
Fuck yeah, incredible. You know, we watch Spawn as much as we give it shit. We're like, Leguizamo carries his fucking movie. This guy's doing it a few years before.
Is he a little person?
I think he's short, but, like 5'2" or 5'3".
Okay. Because Rumpelstiltskin, he's not leprechaun small. And even a lot of the movement, it's like him crouching. It's like they're trying to make him smaller than a man standing upright.
Yeah, it's Mark Jones is fixated on a few things. One of those things is having the bad guy, like to him, the height of comedy is like, what if this little person drove this vehicle? So like in fucking Leprechaun, Warwick Davis is like on a pogo stick, on a tricycle, on a pedal car. And then in this, it's like, whoa, what if he was like in a dune buggy and a motorcycle and a semi truck? So it does get in that middle section of the movie. It's just like this repeating cycle of like, oh, he's just going to get into another vehicle. It's just like literally the only thing pulling this down is like the guy that came up with it, which is a weird thing to say, but it's like, maybe you're just an idea man. Although the idea for it is not that good either. It's just you happen to get a group of talented people to help you get your vision out there, and anything that works is in spite of you.
What a miss that he's not driving a convertible at any point. Like, you can't see him over the steering wheel.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of like the way this guy's mind works. Little guy on a pogo stick and a dune buggy.
We know.
That's all that stuff I think about
missed your
in my
calling.
free time.
Fucking Christ.
All right, guys. When we come back for the after shower show, Laundry Dan is going to tell us what we've got playing next. For One Night Under the Big Top, Lil Bad Guys. Until then, I guess there's only one thing left to say, and that's fucketh me.
Fuck.
Bring the pain.
Fuck, you chaffed my ass.
I'm Rumpelstiltskin. I'm a little bad guy.
Damn. Kron loves it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 5 Day Rentals podcast. It's the After Shower Show. Whew. We just got done with Rumpelstiltskin, Lil Bad Guys, One Night Under the Big Top.
Hey, I got no problem giving this guy a ride, but he didn't need to take a shower with us.
He's been in the woods for like a week.
I mean,
Man.
he needs a shower, just not, we got a routine.
My loves card is empty.
I don't know. I thought it was. He had the right color handkerchief for group shower.
Green with veins of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Such great
Beautiful.
coloring.
It's great coloring. But yeah, here we are, showering together. As always, never gets old. Shower with your friends, okay? It's not weird.
Normalize it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back the bathhouse.
It depends how much.
Love thy neighbor. Scrub thy back.
I need some hotter neighbors. Anyway, I guess we do need another movie so we can finally get through this category. Usually, I like to find a movie that has 3 seconds of a puppet in it, call it a puppet movie to piss Kron Howard off, and then we hear about it for the next 2 years.
To be clear, this category is opened up. This is a Lil Bad Guys. This does not have to be a puppet.
To be clear, listener, Kron Howard doesn't know what the fuck his categories ever are.
It's One Night Under the Big Top, Lil Bad Guys.
I know, but it's not that. So, no need to argue. No need to dig, which I did a little digging. But I think we're going to Chicago. I think we're going to the year 1988. And I think we're going to do a little voodoo. And I think we're going Child's Play. Directed by Tom Holland.
Amazing.
Easy. No arguments. It's got everything you need. Little bad guy. He's a doll.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of little bad guys.
Yeah, right next to Rumpelstiltskin.
No.
I mean, it's been talked about as maybe a box set, but this will definitely put a railroad spike in it and say, no, we're not doing a fucking box set on it.
Bones, real quick, give me your Rushmore Lil Bad Guys.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah, good one.
Okay.
Chucky.
Mm-hmm. R2-D2.
What was that?
R2-D2.
Nah, he's a little good guy.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Fuck, he's pretty good. Yeah, that's right.
Blade.
How tall is Blade?
He's like
He's a puppet,
Wesley
dude. He's
Snipes is like
tiny.
5'10".
Blade from Puppet Master.
Ah, fuck that.
I was thinking Wesley Snipes.
I'm going ha if I'm going Puppet Master, dude.
Who's that?
Oh, you don't even know?
Fucking six-shooter, fake fan.
Six-shooter,
Oh,
dude.
okay.
So I came across Leech Girl the other day somewhere. It was at a store. And I was like, they don't have any leeches in here with it. Is that Target?
Wow, I'm really on the spot here, man. I'm sure there's some ones that are really...
There's only 4, dude. You're good.
Yeah, but I've only come up with 2.
Well, +6 shooter. It's 3.
Mini-Me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Fair enough.
All right, let me see here. Little bad guys. Chucky. Kevin Hart. Cat Williams. And Rob Zombie.
Kron, it's your game. I think you should formally pass it to Chris or go yourself.
Okay. We'll do Blade from Puppet Master. We'll do... I like Mini-Me. I'll throw him on. That was a good pick, Bones. Bad guy. Let's get the little guy from Twin Peaks. People like that. He's going to win me some points. And we'll go with... we'll go with the little robot from Chopping Mall.
Wow.
Chris, you got a Rushmore of little bad guys?
It's tough. It's tough. You got to go Mohawk from Gremlins 2. Chucky, you can't not have him on there. All of the puppets from Puppet Master are on there except for the racial stereotypes that show up in the later sequels. And Ghoulies. Specifically the ones that go to college.
That's not a bad list. I'm sure Kron will poke holes in it next week
No, of course not.
when we cover Child's Play from 1988. Please join us. Chris, you're more than welcome to come back.
Don't do that to him.
Don't fucking threaten me with a good time. That's a 5-star banger.
Whew. That is a record 2 days from now. So
I don't even have to watch it. I've got all of that shit in my head.
Oh, the LD method.
I'll shoot you a link if you want to come on, but no pressure. But yeah, 1988 Child's Play. Seventh Heaven, baby. See you next week. Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Here's one more weekly podcast massacre. Stink Timber. Crash and burn.
I love puppets and puppet adjacent things.